So we're going to go through the steps of getting your account onboarded and set up properly so the features that you want to use in it work properly. So we're just going to go up here to the gear icon and come down to your profile page. On your profile page, you just want to make sure that you get your profile picture put in here. You just click on it. You can upload it right here. And then you would just go ahead and hit choose feature. There are some options to crop it. If you use your mouse, you can scroll in and kind of zoom in on it. And then you would just hit choose photo and you'll be uploaded. The logo, you'll have the option here to change the logo. There's a drop down of several different logos in here. You can look for the one that you want to. You just type in here to find your company name to see if there's one already in here. If there's not, then you can go ahead and email it over to help@wiseagent.com and one of our customer support team members will get it formatted and put into the system for you and into your account for you. The other thing that you want to kind of go through here and make sure you've got completed is the red asterisk fields. Those are all required fields and they do feed into other areas of the account. So you want to make sure these are completed with the proper information and are updated. You want to go ahead and choose your time zone here, and then you can go ahead and make sure that your daylight savings option here is either yes or no, depending on where you live. That'll affect your calendar, so you do want to make sure your time zone is set properly. There are several different options in here. If you have difficulty figuring out which one would be best for where your area is, just feel free to contact our support team and we'll be happy to help you with that, okay? The next thing you want to get set up is your cell email. Your cell email will give you the option to get a text message, alert, or a reminder with some of the features in the account. So you want to go ahead and use your cell phone number here. And then what you can do is you can scroll over this little link here and it'll give you all the extensions to the cell phone providers that you will be able to choose from. So Verizon is going to be VText. So you just go ahead and type in the extension for your cell phone provider right here. And then you'll see this number and extension in some of the drop downs to allow you to select to get a text message alert. The next thing on this page is going to be your team member information. So you have a few different options for your team member. So your team member information here is, you've got two options. You've got an option to just add your team member and they log in with your login information and utilize the account just as you would, so they'd see everything and be able to do everything that you do as a primary account holder. The second option is to purchase a login for them, which would allow you to go ahead and set permissions for them. So then you would just set up permissions of what they get to see and what they get to do in the account. And you would get to set up a actual login for them, so they would not use your login and they would have their very own. There is an additional charge to the additional login. You can contact us if you'd like to find that out, what the current pricing for that is. The third option for team member is to add a team member to the outside team. And this just means that you are allowed to share information with this person. They do not have access to your actual account and you do not have access to their account. So you just get to share like templates and contacts and leads if you need to. So that is your profile page. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go through the options of your branding. So we're going to go up here to edit branding. You can also enter this page from here right there, but it is located in the gear icon here at the upper right hand corner and edit branding. This page will allow you to create your own email signature page. These will wrap around your emails and be sent out. You can create as many brandings as you like. for your team members or for yourself. So you just want to make sure that you name it something different from each other so you know which branding you're choosing when you're choosing a branding on some of the features. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and I'm just going to hit new here and create a new one. So the first thing you want to do when you have a new one to create is select your inside team member. We'll just go ahead and create one for Phoebe here. You don't need to select branding because that would just overwrite the ones that are currently in there, which we don't want to do. You want to go ahead and create a name for it. And I'm just going to do PH. So it does allow you to choose your contact information here. It does populate automatically from what you have on the profile page for the team member, but you can also select a different email address or enter a different email address here if you would like this branding to go out from a different email address. So that the branding is what is going to tell the system which email address that email or that newsletter is going to be going out from. Okay. You can only have one default branding in the account at a time, but this is where you would choose your default if you wanted to make this a default. And then over here we just have the Wise Agent templates. So you can choose your template here. We have several that are branded, but we also have several that are generic. You can just go ahead and select a generic one here, and it will bring up the profile information. All of this is customizable, so you can double click on the photo and resize it if you need to. You can actually change it if you want to, so you would go to Browse Server. It'll bring you into your image library. You can also upload a new photo right here from your computer if you need to. You can do the same for the profile picture. Just double click on it and it'll bring up the image properties box. It'll allow you to resize it or actually change it out by hitting Browse Server. Okay. The next thing you can do is you can actually you can delete information in here, or you can retype it, or you can, add other lines here. So if you want to space it out, you can change this stuff up. It's all customizable and editable. The next thing you can do, if you have links that you want to enter into, like social media icons here, just double click on the icon. It'll bring you to that image properties box. You go to the second tab here and it'll allow you to put your URL for your Facebook or your social media platforms here. And then you just hit OK, and that will activate that link. So when you send out this branding, it'll actually be active and allow people to go to your Facebook page from your email. Okay, and then you want to just hit save, and there you have it. You have your new branding. So you can create as many as you need to for each team member, and then you will see those in the drop down when you are emailing, or some of the other features will also have the branding drop down for letters and other features. So the next thing we're going to do is show you how you can get some of your contacts into the system. The first way we're going to show you is the integrations menu here. So we do sync with Google. We have an option to actually sync your Google account with Wise Agent. It's a two-way sync, and you just have to enter your login information right here. It would have an activate sign in button right here. This one's already attached to a Google account, so you'll see that your email address that you're connected to is right here, and then it will go ahead and do a sync with your Google account and bring over any contacts you have over in your Google account into Wise Agent. So the one thing to make sure that you understand is it is a two-way sync. So whatever is in Google will come over to Wise Agent, and whatever is in Wise Agent will go over to Google. We recommend that you make sure that you clean out your Google contacts before you actually bring them over into the CRM, so that you don't have people that you don't want in the CRM. So you want to make sure that you go through the steps of deleting anybody that you don't want in the Google account. You want to check your others file or folder make sure that you go through that one completely. You also want to do a merge and duplicate search so that you can reduce any duplicates that come over into the system. Once you do that, you should be okay to go ahead and connect to Google, and it'll sync the contacts over. You also have the option to bring over or sync your calendar and also your email conversations with Gmail. If you have any questions about cleaning out your account with Google, just give our support team a call and we'll help you with that. Another way that you would be able to get your leads in is through our lead management page right here. This will allow you to actually set up automatic lead sources to come into your CRM. You have the option with your account to integrate with several different applications to bring in your leads. Your first option is your email parsing email. It's located right here under email leads. These are our current featured applications that we can integrate with, like Realtor.com, Realty Store, LeadPoint. All of these integrate through an email parsing email, and you'll be able to easily set up an integration where your lead sources or your leads are coming over automatically into the system. To set those up, all you have to do is click on the bubble here, and it'll allow you to see the instructions, the step-by-step instructions of setting up that integration for Realtor.com. So it's pretty easy. If you have any questions or need help setting any of these up, you can feel free to give us a call. The second option to set up an integration is your API key. You can set up your API key to integrate with any of these companies here. The same thing, you just click on the little bubble here and it'll allow you to bring up the steps of setting up that integration with that API key. So Zillow, RealGeeks, all of these, LandVoice, all of these are set up with API keys. The third thing you would want to do once you've set up those integrations is set up a lead role. You're going to go to Rules for Leads and go to Add. This will bring some automation into your account so your leads are not just sitting in your account waiting for you to do something with them. So the first thing you want to do is set up your lead source. Make sure that you have your lead source properly set up. Then it'll be in the drop down here and you'll be able to select it. So I'm just going to go ahead and select 123 Main Street. Your lead source is where those leads are coming from. So Realtor.com, Zillow, all of those are going to be your lead source options. The second thing that you can do right away is go ahead and get them added to a drip campaign if you created one. So you'll want to create a drip campaign before you add your lead role to it, or you can come back and add the drip campaign to your lead role later. But you do want to make sure that you create your drip campaign and then you can select it right here and they will get added to that program and started on it right away. You can also have your lead added to the call list right away so that you know that you need to call them and follow up with them and say hello. You can add your categories. So your categories are how you want to organize your account. You can have as many categories on one lead source as you need to. Only one source. You can have as many categories as you like. The second tab here will allow you to send an automatic email response to that lead. It'll even add branding to it. So you would just go ahead and select your branding. And we'll go ahead and find the one that we made, PH Branding. You want to put in a subject line, and then this is an editable option. Here is this body. We do have a default message in here, but you can always type in here if you want to change this up or remove it and create your own. This also has edit tools that you can create and customize your email going out. And then you can go ahead and hit preview and it'll show you what it looks like with your branding around it. You just want to make sure that you choose to send that out or not. So you want to toggle this over. We do have an integration with Cloud CMA, so you can go ahead and get that connected, and then you'll be able to send out an automatic CMA report if you'd like. We also have the option to add a video response if you'd like. Wise Text is an additional feature. You would have to purchase a Wise Text number. but it is an option to send out an automatic text response to a lead source coming in. So you would just set this up to where yes, and then you would select the number that you purchased. And then again, you can edit the message here. You can add a video or an image to your text, and then you can also send a text test if you like, but then you would just go ahead and toggle that to yes, and you would be good to go. The next one is notifications. You would also be able to get these leads sent to somebody else if you'd like to. They don't have to be a team member. You just have to put in their email address right here, or you've got the option to add their cell email if they have one. So you can do either one, and they can get it either by email or by text message if you want them to get all of the leads from this lead source. So you're not going to be able to pick and choose which leads go to this person, but you can definitely have them notified of all of the leads coming in on this source. The distribution tab is for teams. You'll be able to add a rule that will allow a round robin distribution of the teams or particular leads going to particular team members. So you'll be able to add a filter to that, allowing you to kind of disperse your leads to specific people. So for example, John would get lead number 1, Sally would get lead number 2, Paul would get lead number 3. So, and then you just want to hit save and save your lead right there. And then you've got all your leads in here. So any lead sources that you have coming in, you can create a lead rule for, and you'll be able to kind of automate your system and have it working for you. The next option in getting your contacts in is the import export option. It's under the contacts drop down here, and you want to go to import export. You have a few options with import here. You've got the import al, which will allow you to bring in any CSV file that's been formatted for the system. You've got your Outlook, your top producer, the col, and the dot loop imports. So if you have an export from any of these applications, you can automatically choose theirs, and they should be automatically formatted to get imported into the system correctly. You also have the option to export your contacts from this page, but we're just going to look at import at this time. So we're going to click on the green owl. On this page, you will see there is an example CSV file here. If you click on it, so once you open the example CSV, you'll be able to see all of the headings that we utilize here at Wise Agent. And it'll allow you to see all the options of what information you can have imported through the CSV file. So the key to this is making sure that your spreadsheet is also got these headings, and the headings are exactly the way our headings are here. So first name is capital F-I-R-S-T space capital N-A-M-E. These can be in any order. The columns can be in any order. You just want to make sure these column headings are exactly the way that we have them. So you want to make sure that job title is not position. It's going to be job title. So you want to make sure the headings, that way the system knows exactly where you want that information to be put into, and you don't end up with information in a field that is not appropriate for the information that is in there. You don't have to use all of these columns. You don't have to import all of this information. You just have to make sure those headings are spelled exactly the way that we have them here. Okay. So let's go back to the, once you have your CSV file formatted properly, you can go ahead and choose it from your computer, and what it'll do is it'll bring up and activate these 3 columns down here, which will give you a second option or a second chance to actually line up those columns. So you'll see most of them are green. We've got a good status here. We do have one right here, business phone number. Number 2 is going to be spouse business phone. So then we can go ahead and choose it from the drop down right here, and it'll go green right here. And as long as you have a status of all green icons here, you will have this information populated over. You'll notice column name is going to be what's on your spreadsheet. Accepted columns is coming from our spreadsheet, and status is just the status of the information and how it's going, if it's going to be imported properly. Okay. So once you make sure that those are all lined up properly, you can go ahead and choose your method. You have the method of only insert new and update existing, allow duplicates. Category, you can add your categories to it automatically. That would be for all of the contacts that are on the page. You can add a source to it. I usually like to add one or the other, so import from 2019. Whatever you need to call it so that you can find it later. Employees, I'll just do that. And then what you can do here is format names is just a simple capitalization check. So it'll make sure that everybody that is imported is properly capitalized. So you can just check that and then hit import, and it'll go ahead and import everybody into the account. The next way that you can add a contact is directly and manually right here, add contact. This will allow you to go through the steps of just manually adding a contact. So you can add their information here. You can choose which categories to add them to. You can even choose which source if you have one already created. You can add them to your Google contacts if you're synced to your Google contacts. You can also have the lead enhanced automatically here. This is an additional feature. It's going to allow you to enhance it with social media if they have any accounts that are out there that are attached to the information that you're putting in here. Your contact summary for this person would show the additional accounts that the information found, and it'll allow you to kind of do a little extra research on that person. If you have any other questions about that, just feel free to give us a call and we'll walk you through that. That pretty much concludes the setup for your account, and you'll be able to go on to learning the other features of the account. Thank you and have a great day.